Back in the day, a game would drop, let's say chess for the board of wood, and people would go, wow, this game is great, I like it, thanks for adding to our society. Then over 1,000 years would pass and people would still be chilling out playing a little chess and all would be good. Nowadays, a product comes out and it's Dead Game Omega lol right fucking away. And in most cases, like 9/10 of 99% of 999 permutations of a game is dead claim, they are incorrect. Well, if you agree with me and my definitions of words, which is probably not wise. I mean, have you seen me? Need more bran, my ape is quite brain. Anyway, since I have little constraining my creative freedom at the moment, I feel like making a little video covering this topic that plagues literally every game created nowadays. And don't worry, there's a point to the discussion we'll have here, but it'll probably magically appear from the mess that I'm about to throw your way. I'm actually going to convey to you what the game is dead fallacy is. I have no idea. Basically, we'll see how this script plays out, and hopefully my pre-script writing brain will produce something that post-video making brain will be able to make entertaining and sensible to you, the audience. We'll see how that goes. 3 words every gamer hates to hear: go outside, son. 3 other words gamers hate to hear: game is dead. You will most commonly see this said by people the very instant their favorite game no longer has a queue to play. And to be honest, why do people have such a fun time saying that a game is dead anyway? Are they shilling for the big new product on the market, or is it some cruelty that they love to dump on someone else's fun? Don't like that game, instead enjoy this product of Seer, whose content is ripe and fresh and popped and cracked and jacked and good. Haven't found the point of the video yet, thanks for asking. Tell you what, here is a good place to start, taking a gander at all the common depressing parlance that is used to illustrate the formation and degradation of a title. There is a lot of terms that are thrown around related to gaming. Obviously the aforementioned dead game arugment. No, I won't fix nor correctly pronounce this typo in my script, fuck myself. There's also a game is dying, the developers killing their game, the player base is dwindling, ending support, dead on arrival, on and on it goes. It's funny how morose the whole rhetoric is, like we've personified the experience of game birth and death, when in reality it's just some people having a concept, making a game, and then the game goes through a bunch of yep and nope and eventually fades into the background. Now, I'm cynical towards the whole game is dead angle, but the game is dying discussion, that's much more accurate. Because what isn't dying at all times? There's like some jellyfish fuck somewhere that lives forever, I don't remember the name of that, what do I look like, the Discovery Chanel? But basically, nothing isn't constantly progressing downwards. Since games and all creations we construct are tied to our own mortality, really, from the second of inception the game is technically dying. To kill a game is a unique concept comparatively. It's less commonly said, but it's usually the disgruntled player base thinking that an update that should be an exciting and fun time is awful and therefore will lead the game to its demise. This term is pretty much disingenuous though, only very rarely will it reflect the actual state of a product. I did my research and yeah, games like Tribes Ascend really did have numerous problems caused by high res that killed the game, and apparently, unbelievably, Uncharted 2 had a good multiplayer scene that was neutered and abandoned by the devs. And yeah, near and dear to me was Team Fortress 2 receiving a terrible update entitled Meet Your Match, but just as a side rant, as a side bitch, can you people writing game journalism stop and Google some things sometimes? Firstly, deliberately calling attention to your wrong name for the update is annoying enough when you're, wrong about what it's called, but then reading the RuneScape section in here, a game that is by most accounts still doing good, being claimed to have been killed 15 years ago in an attempt to cull real-world money trading, is incorrect at best, or bullshit ball-butt research at worst. Anyway, yes, very hot take that game journalism isn't good, back to no clue what I'm doing. The dwindling player base is oftentimes the cornerstone of a purported game death. It's something that happens a lot, and I'm sure I'm not alone in feeling a vague sense of depression from it. The players are dwindling. It's like we're discussing World War II veterans. This phrase signals to the players and the developers that time is running out. If anything leads to a literally dead game, it's one that gets pulled from online play because it doesn't have enough interest. Dead on arrival, well, that's just Artifact or Quake Champions or any game that needs a large developer support but somehow crashes the metaphorical bus into the metaphorical bus station, causing immense damage to the literal wallet. It's usually because of pay-to-play models, but that's too far in a different direction to chat about and bitch about and complain about here. Maybe the dead argument has to do with developer interest in their product, but I don't think this is the case either. Take Super Mario World. The game hasn't had many updates lately. Nintendo really hasn't given it much mind, but it has someone playing it right now. Isn't that strange? But shouldn't the game be dead? It hasn't been developed for in 25... Oh no, it's more than that. Fuck. Sometimes games go through a period of described deadity before sometimes coming back to the forefront of the market. Apex Legends is a good example where the game releases, does well for a bit, falls out of favor, and then is inexplicably resurrected. Okay, here's the point. A game is simply a product. It was no different from, say, a bridge. Both were functional, Games were entertaining, bridges were able to, be bridges. But here's how the bridge lifespan goes comparatively. River exists. People pissed. Bridge built. Bridge ages. Bridge collapses. Bridge dead. People pissed. But the difference between a video game and said dead bridge is that a game isn't truly a tangible object. It's an idea more than anything. A game doesn't rot away. It's going to degrade the most when it's being made by a Blizzard Entertainment employee. The moment it gets out the proverbial door, it's as bad as it's going to get. But unlike something built with tools to serve a purpose, games are just themselves. When do they truly die? Not when it stops getting updated, not when it runs out of players, not even when the developers themselves die. It's when they're unplayable, like Fall Guys. Just a little dig, don't worry, remaining 5 fans of Fall Guys, the game is under my definition of alive. True, severe examples of dead games are something like the Sega Channel Garfield Lost Levels. Now, you might ask, what is the Sega Channel Garfield Lost Levels? And I'll tell you, the Sega Channel Garfield Lost Levels are lost levels from the game Garfield Caught in the Act that were exclusive to the Sega Channel, a long ago program that allowed players to play games via the internet, kinda, and it was pretty good, kinda. But on this program, several exclusives came to exist, and unless they were miraculously re-released, they will never again be playable. Get me the shovel! This is an accelerated form of Decease. Another large example of deadity are things like the Poke Park Fishing Rally DS game that was only available by being in this theme park in Japan while it was open, which was remarkably like only 5 months. After the park closed, you could never get this game again. The ROM has been dumped though, so unlike the old Field, you can still play this one. In general, there's no better word for a game that literally can't be played than dead. I agree. But I don't feel satisfied simply stating that the game that died must be some rare cryptic thing that can't be accessed, because I know that's not what people really mean with the expression. People use it when they feel that a particular product is on the decline. Popular example for the past decade or so has been World of Warcraft, which is perpetually about to die. And yeah, losing a big percentage of a player base is a bad look. Even games like Among Us, which is so pervasive and in our asses constantly, is being called dead because it lost a huge chunk of its daily player base. But here's the funny thing, if a game like Among Us is dead now with around 5 to 10,000 peak players on Steam alone per day, what was it considered back in 2019 when it had 7 people on average playing it? Extremely dead? 6 feet under? Competitive Overwatch at 8 in the evening? No, it wasn't even considered dead because no one gave a shit. And if it was still an underground game without big attention, 7,000 players would be pretty amazing. The Dead Game Fallacy is that only popular games that lost a bunch of players are considered dying or dead. It's never something self-contained that is entirely playable but unpopular like, Capybara Spa. Okay. This game could do nothing and it will probably never be called a dead game. It'll be called nothing in particular, actually. Just like Super Mario World, no one has ever referred to it as dead. And yeah, it's a single player experience. You buy it and move on. But even with modern single player games, I see people say it. I rag on this game a lot, but even something like Cyberpunk has the dead label slapped on it. So, fully multiplayer or not, it doesn't matter. Essentially, it's just ass rage culture. It's not based on accuracy of the claim, it's just some group's general desire to generally criticize a game's loss of a great number of players, going the extra mile to gatekeep and grief others who genuinely enjoy something. Other G words include green, giant, and gallon. It just dawned on me as I overly discussed this nebulous topic with no real definitive answer that I haven't really established a point of the video. Am I upset by all Twitch users? Am I trying to make an argument why my favorite game is not dying and is in fact aliving and surviving? Do I just want money and am therefore making a video? Yes. Not to all those things, just the money one. I also miss Shattered Galaxy, I guess.